Nigeria has been bedeviled with several issues, whether it concerns insecurity, the chase for money, or to eliminate corruption. Conversations every day are had on several platforms, especially here, right here on Morning Right, Wednesday's Morning Right. And when we have all these conversations, sometimes we forget to plan for tomorrow, because after all, Wednesday's edition of the program Morning Right. Every other Wednesday on Morning Right, we have several conversations. Sometimes we are compelled to talk about the insecurity in the country, the economy of the country, corruption, name it. We talk about everything, and sometimes we forget about tomorrow. Tomorrow, they say, starts today, and if you must build tomorrow, you must save the future of tomorrow. That is why this morning we're going to discuss about developing our youths. We have someone here with us. He is the founder of Teen Ignite Foundation. She is nobody else but Isioma Kawekune. It's good to have you right
Thank
here with
you
us.
so much.
The privilege is mine. Now, you saw young people, you're going to see our guest very shortly. She saw young people and she chose to save them from themselves. Sometimes to ensure that they are better. Sometimes to have conversations with them, heal them very gradually. But I want to ask you, what was the spark for you that made you say, you know what, this youth, I'm coming for you. I'm going to rescue you.
Okay, so I looked around me and I saw that things were not going the way they were supposed to. A lot of things are becoming a lot of abnormalities are becoming normal. We are normalizing things that shouldn't
Be normal.
So I turned around and I said, no, I'm going to lend my voice in my own little corner. I'm going to start up something. I'm going to start talking to the younger ones. If we can get it correctly from the young age, then we can have a good society.
Now, what is the biggest misconception people have about young people, the youth?
Okay, I think one of the biggest misconception is assuming that they don't need to be taught, that the moment, like naturally they should align. No. Children need to be guided. Adults, even young adults need to be guided, to be counseled, to be guided, to be shown how to do things, to be modeled to. So when we assume that, oh, these children can just wake up, or these adults, the moment they come, they just want to do things because it's natural. They should align naturally. That's where a lot of us as parents are failing. That is where we're failing. We need to intentionally guide these children. So assuming that they will do it on their own, or they are going to learn on their own, or they are going to turn out better without guiding them, that's where we're missing it.
It's a very big one, guiding the children. Sometimes you don't know where to stop or when to stop, right? I'll tell you that there are some parents who have overly guided their children to a point of making the children dependent on them also. In fact, the children wait for them to come fill their forms, to do everything and the rest of them. So where is the balance really?
I think the problem the 21st century parents have is lack of knowledge. Now, the children we're parenting now, the young adults we have now, are not the one of 20 years ago. A lot of things have changed. And we must also advance in knowledge in order to be able to meet up with them. Now, we have advancement of technology. We have a lot of things. information just at the tip of your finger. These things were not readily available as at
Way
20
back, 2
years.
years ago. No.
Yeah.
2005, no.
Okay, so now these informations are everywhere. We need, on our own experience, we need to seek knowledge to be able to match them. Now, this is where balance comes in. You're not over-parenting, you're not under-parenting. There's a balance. You know that, okay, this is where I have to withdraw and allow my child to do this on their own. This is where I have to step in and guide my child. So everything boils down to seeking knowledge.
Seeking knowledge. You brought it into the conversation now, the one that we always talk about.
So maybe it's conducting a checkup.
How things have changed in the country, how things have changed in the world. We are seeing them all, whether it's your Facebook. The Facebook of 2020 is not the one of 2025.
Yeah.
The Facebook of 2015, of 2005 is not the one we see.
And there's
in
always an
2025.
upgrade every
Upgrade every time AI has been infused.
Yeah.
We see pictures, videos. Oh, there is TikTok now. There is Snapchat. We thought Snapchat was the end of the world until TikTok came.
Yeah.
And then children are going there, teens are going there, they're throwing everything in there. There are lots of them. I can't even name them all. WhatsApp is even becoming a little family, little hub of its own. Telegram, you name them.
Yeah.
How can parents manage? I'll tell you a story, apparently. A parent in the USA had their child commit suicide because he was having a relationship with an AI. And the AI, after a while, the parents restrained or restricted his relationship with the AI. And then when he had contact again, the AI said, you know what, you could be with me forever. And the young man said, yes, how do I do that? And the conversation came and the boy took his life. So he would spend the rest of his life with the AI, in quotes. So parents have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
That's how I talked about how they can balance restricting, how they can balance guiding. How should parents navigate through this era of technology, AI, and social media?
Okay. Yeah, I'll still take it back to where I started from,
Yes.
seeking knowledge.
Yes.
You see, we've so advanced that anything can happen right now. Like anybody, children, a lot of children, even the child in preschool knows sometimes more than
They
you
know
with
more than we
parents.
do, that's
They
it.
have a lot of information. And this is where conversation, I always tell parents, go and have difficult, hard conversations with your children. It's very important. Keep them, let them sit down, sit with them. Have that difficult. Most times when we call for sex conversations, we say have sex conversations with your children. Talk about drug abuse. Talk about sexual abuse. Talk about sex. Talk about puberty. Talk about digital. Talk about technology. Talk about all these things. Have them. They're like, no, I cannot have such
But
conversation.
how can one have that conversation? Sex conversation with your child?
You have to have knowledge. Before now, I didn't know what. In fact, you say it, I will bind you in Jesus' name.
Amen. I'll amen to that.
But now I can have any conversation. I can have any conversation with my child because I took my time, learned about it, understand the basics, and see that there's nothing really difficult about it. And the moment you introduce it, the child is comfortable. You're comfortable. It becomes an everyday conversation.
You know it's hard. You make it sound easy. It's very
It's-
hard.
it's very
because your child, your innocent child, innocent junior, innocent Ada, innocent Eru, growing up, they don't know anything about these things, sex. And then you have to be the one to expose them to that through a conversation. That's the big question.
This is
here.
one misconceptions that parents have. So when you talk about sex conversation, they are like, we cannot talk about sex. My child is so innocent.
Yeah.
No, do you know that there's something called body safety? And body safety education is an aspect of sex education.
I could sing the song for you. These are my private parts.
Thank
Nobody
you.
should touch
That's a
it.
sex education.
No, I should stop there.
It
I should
depends
stop
on
there.
the age of the child you're talking to. If you're talking to a child who is 5 years old, you don't have any business talking about sexual intercourse.
Okay.
Even when you're talking to a preteen of 10 years. Now, when you start meeting those teenagers, those ones that their eyes are like this, they are even chatting and sending nude pictures.
No way.
And that's where you bring that conversation. I tell you, there are some girls in secondary school now. There are a lot of issues we've handled. You see girls in secondary school sending nude pictures.
Secondary school.
So when I meet parents like this, I'm like, go and start having that conversation.
With whether your child is innocent or two-faced. Have the conversation.
Have it, so that when the time comes, your child can come back to you and confide in you and tell you everything, and you'll be able to guide that child. Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about skills gathering and the rest of them. Outside the country, in fairness, you see teenagers, they go for jobs, they already are employed. But the Nigerian child, in fact, can remain 30 years in their father's house waiting for a white-collar job or the rest of them. How should parents make their children ready for the future by embracing skills, even at teenagehood? Or should they just let child focus solely on education, the Western education, so to speak?
I think a lot of parents are now seeing the reason why their children should acquire skill. Before now, a lot of us didn't see it as something very necessary. Like, most times I look back and I said, why didn't my parents ask me to go and learn sewing, learn something, all this during our holidays in secondary school? They could have sent us to go and achieve something and all that. But ignorance. Those were just their own level of knowledge.
Yeah.
Now, everywhere has advanced. We now know reason why children should go and acquire skill. So I tell you this I tell you this confidently, that a lot of parents are now aware.
They are keen into it.
They are keen into it fully.
So let's talk about our educational system, our schools. Do you think they are preparing our young minds enough for tomorrow? And if they aren't, what should they do? What should they change to make our children better and prepared for tomorrow?
Okay, when you talk about preparing, how do you mean? Is it only academically or?
We're going to go into different areas. We're going to go into socials. That might include how to manage themselves, complex sexual areas, and the rest of them. We'll talk about success level in terms of academic success, business success. And then let's talk about that area. Then also the emotional angle, because anxiety is also another thing. I found that there are different levels of intelligence. While we all focus on IQ, there is SQ, social, there's EQ, emotional, and all these things matter a whole lot. There's even anxiety, intelligence too. You have to have the ability. So the child might not just wake up one morning and take a bottle of sniper, say I'm tired of life and the rest of them. So how schools intentionally getting our children ready for the future. Let's start from this area.
Okay, when it comes to academic, yes, they are
doing a great job.
Yes. When it comes to social, they are. You see them put events together, activities to keep the children lively and talk and connect with other children. But when it comes to emotional aspects, I think that's where the gap is.
We used to have guidance and counselors, Yoma.
We do.
I had one, my CRS teacher. I could tell her my life. I remember. I'm trying to remember her son name now. It's so sad I've forgotten her son name. But I could tell that woman my life. At the men of alone, meant you could tell her that your mom was, abusing you if you get to that extent. But I don't know if they have them anymore.
The thing is, how many schools have guidance and counselors? How many schools have, how many of these counselors actually know what it entails aside the certificate to be a counselor? How many children know that, I can actually approach a counselor to talk about the challenges I have? So this is where I feel the gap is. A lot of children are not given the opportunity, and most activities that school creates don't really cater for the emotional need of the child, because we believe, we are Africans, we believe that they will be okay, they will be fine. You see a boy who is struggling, you say, leave him, now man, you are a man, you'll be fine. So we try to remove the aspect. We don't pay.
So what's the aftermath of this kind of abandonment, this kind of
because you're seeing
silence?
You see peer pressure there. The child, you can see drug abuse, you see violence, even self-harm. A lot is much. You see withdrawal syndrome. A lot.
Now, many youths feel frustrated about Nigeria. During my opener, I spoke about how insecurity has bedeviled the country to a point of frustration, to a point of dismay, to a point of compelling us to have conversations week after week. Until this week, the boss said, no, let's have a conversation about tomorrow. Let's get an expert when it comes to teenage affairs And so Isioma, you were contacted.
Okay.
Now, how can the youths cope through the frustration that they feel about Nigeria and the impression that there is no hope in Nigeria? What do we do to change and shift their mindset from survival to purpose?
We just have to start pointing them towards the right direction. We have to create activities that accommodate the youths. We have to create activities. We have to do things that make them. We have to create inclusive programs where they will see that, okay, we are part of this project. We have to start projecting the good part of the country so that the Nigerian youth will not only be thinking about running away. They know that there's something for me that I can do. We also have to, finally, we have to start telling them that they can actually use their hands. They should look beyond the white collar job and then think, be creative. The African child is very creative.
Yeah.
You can be creative, you can use your hands, your brain to do something amazing.
All right. Now, I'll tell you one thing. They're using their hands to do things to keep their pockets amazing. You don't even believe the kind of money that these young children have lately.
Yes.
And sometimes not always from the good cause. Now we have internet fraud. We have girls doing different kind of jobs. I don't even know how they chose to do it. The boys chose internet fraud. Some of them, while some of the girls chose to do what people have termed hookup.
Yeah.
Even at teenage.
Yeah.
In fact, we talked about social media and how some of them send nude pictures. We have found out that there are girls who involve in video exchange where they are giving cash and the rest of them. In fact, started during 2020, during the COVID-19 sit-at-home period, where girls just found occupations, stay back home, make videos, send to people abroad, and they made money.
Make money.
So influence is everywhere. These things just want to make money. I saw a video of a child who was making jokes about his math teacher. Remember those other boys, I've forgotten what they're called, benefit boys back then in school. And the push has been more. Children are admiring their friends who have gone on the internet, committed fraud, and making money. How do we change this narrative in Nigeria?
Now we have to start projecting role models who are making money genuinely, using their talent. Now we have to start grooming them. If you have a child, as a parent, if you have a child who's always on the system, who enjoys playing with the system, you already know that this child has interest here. What you do is that you start pointing the child to the good part of it. Get someone to train the child on how to start making money. There are other skills. There's graphic, there's web design. Let them learn these things and understand that they can actually make
money
from it. Genuinely.
Is it wrong for a child, for a teenager to want to make money?
No.
Should they wait?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not, but it should be guided. Yeah, because too much of everything is bad. So it should be guided.
All right. So are there practical ways that exist for children, teenagers in the country that you have seen for them to succeed, you have admired, and you'd like them to know about it right now?
Okay, so we have, there are programs for teenagers in the country, both, these are not academic programs, these are life skills. So where they come, acquire both life skills, acquire also basic skills that should guide them.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage parents to key into this program. For instance, we have a program coming up next week, Saturday, 6th of December, and it's for girls. So we feel that there's a need to create this community, this beautiful community that supports girls, where the girl child will understand that, oh, if I have a challenge, somebody is here to listen to me. And then if we can have for boys, for girls, for youth, everywhere, I think we'll be sending a lot of good messages.
Yeah, because I'm going to come at you right now. I know you have the Teen Ignite Academy. You're the founder of that. I want to say, what have you been doing in this conversation? Because children ought to be saved. Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot. We have been doing a lot. Now we've been helping, we've been organizing programs, both online and offline, going to schools, talking to girls, sometimes talking to boys, talking to both sexes, both gender. And then we feel, because we feel there's need for them to hear about these things. there's need for somebody, for them to see that, oh, I can actually look up to somebody. Because if you ask a child now, if you ask a child in secondary school, who is your role model? They are going to tell you, if it's a boy, they'll tell you Davido. Those are the people they see, and those are the people they really want to be like. But if we bring ourselves, project the good ones, they start saying that, oh, they are also
Other areas.
other good. You know, I was reading a book by Ben Carson, and he said something that when you say talent, the first thing that comes to mind is
Entertainment.
music, entertainment.
Yes.
But there are other aspects of talent, and we should start learning how to harness it. So we need to start telling them, as you are now, you should be a role model to go. I look forward to being like this one tomorrow. I look forward to being like you. So the child start working to become like you.
You said you read a book of Ben Carson, and that brought a question to my mind. Reading culture.
Reading
It
culture.
seems to be at its lowest ebb in the country.
That is
Children have so many information, but they don't have knowledge.
In my academy, we're now building book club. It's going to be an online book club because that culture of reading is going on.
Down the
It's
drain.
like it's going down. So we need to rebuild it. Well, not like I said, informations are everywhere, but
Yes.
knowledge is very
Very scarce.
scarce. Yeah.
All right. It's a lot, really, for the young Nigerian child, for the young teenager to pick up. Now, if I was a genie and I used my wand, granted you a wish, and I made you the president of Nigeria for one day,
Okay.
what policy would you enact, would you make that could change the narrative of teenagers in Nigeria? That'll be our final question.
Okay.
You can think about that for a little while. You have been
All
running
right.
teenagers, so this is your chance now. And maybe it might come to reality. What is that one thing, one policy you would create right now that could perhaps could change the narrative of teenagers all around the country?
Okay. I think I will.
It's a trick question, so you have to think and digest it in. So
I'm trying to think and digest.
yeah,
it.
you have a big platform now. You have to think it through. That one thing you're going to do
Okay.
to change the narrative of teenagers in Nigeria. I know there are many things coming to your head. That's
Yes,
the
I
challenge
think
now.
we should create a platform
A platform.
that would make their voice come alive. A platform where they have the power to, control things, not control things in the negative aspect, but where they think that okay, we can actually reach out to people
Yeah.
that the government have our interest at heart. They need a platform, that platform that says that they hear us,
Yeah.
know we are here, and they are after our well-being. If we can create platforms like this, I think the Nigerian child, the Nigerian teenager will know that
Pick up and
we
get better.
care about them.
All right. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best at the Teen Ignite Academy.
Thank you.
It's an easy thing handling teens. I think
No,
the teens
it's
are
quite
smarter than,
difficult.
they are even smarter than adults per se.
That's why we go for knowledge every time.
Really.
Every time. We need to be able to meet up with what they know. The Nigerian child is, in fact, a lot of parents are now BBT. They see us as born before technology.
Okay.
Like we are so backward.
Yes.
So we need to gain that knowledge, because if I bring a child who is 13 years old and I open my laptop and I say, do this for me, both of us may struggle for some time, but their brain, like they're naturally wired to control
They
tech.
comprehend it once, instantly.
Just once and it's done. So that's why you see that they thrive doing the negative thing with their system. The moment the Nigerian, they thrive because it becomes natural to them. So,
So
we need to gain that.
We need to channel their energy towards the positive areas and make
Yes.
Nigeria even greater.
Yeah.
We've been talking to the founder of Teen Ignite Academy, Isioma Kawekune, and she has spoken with us so solidly about how we can help our children. It starts with us, from parents to even the government. Everyone has a role to play if we must make Nigeria a better place with our children, with our teenagers, with the young people. Thank you so much. It's been a very wonderful
Thank
conversation.
you. And they shouldn't forget that we have a program for girls
Oh, yes.
next week Saturday.
Yes. And you know, it's the 16 days of activism against
Okay,
violence.
that means we're at the right. It's at the right time. Yeah, it's
So
happening at
the
the
program
right
for
time.
girls, they need to embrace it.
Yeah.
I hope you have programs for boys later on.
Okay, so I've gotten a lot of questions. When are you going to have for boys?
Yes,
When
for
are you-
boys, for boys. Because, you know, people are just discovering that many boys have been abused, molested, and they were quiet about it.
Do
Because
you
some of
know-
them thought they enjoyed it.
You know why I said, I started by saying we should start having these difficult conversations. And I also said that we neglect the emotional need of children, especially the boy child. Because we feel this is Africa, the boy child will cope. No, it doesn't work that way. A lot of them, if they open their mouths to tell you, you shed tears.
That's all right. Thank you so much. We don't want to
Thank-
shed tears on the program. We want to leave on a very smiling, happy note.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Isioma Kawekune, founder of the Teen Igniting Academy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's how we say goodbye on Wednesday's edition of Morning Right today. It's been a big delight having you out there, and it's good we've ended on this happy note. Believe that our children, that our teenagers can save Nigeria, but that journey starts first with us. My name is Francis Ofude. On behalf of the production crew this morning, it's good morning, goodbye from Morning Right, and stay with Delta Television. We are the People's Pride.